I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their gilt rings. Right, the bouncer's gilt rings.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
What is the significance of this fight for the winner?
Joe sits here as the WBO interim champion, and what that means is the current holder, being Alexander Usyk, has to, via the rotational system set by the sanctioning bodies, he's got to go through his mandatory challenges, of which one of them is Joe. And if Joe comes through this, the holder of that belt, which at this moment in time is Usyk, but by the time he's fought down with the block, maybe won't be, will have to defend against Joe or vacate. So the stakes could be higher. This is about the winner of this fight being in a fantastic position to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. Joe's made it clear to us he wants big fights. He wants to keep progressing, keep developing, keep turning up and entertaining fans with spectacular performances. And he could have done this at a much easier route. We could have gone and looked at maybe another type of fight like we did when we obviously had to fight Christian Hammer, that type of thing, just to keep things going. But he didn't. You know, we spoke with Adam, spoke with Joe, and obviously with his training team. No, we want to shortlist the difficult fights. We want tough tests. Zhilei was one of those, and they were very easy to deal with, which is a very interestingly well put together deal that wasn't complicated, wasn't hours of negotiations. It was quite simplistic, and that is a testament to both guys, because they're here to entertain, and they know that the winner comes through this and has a significant momentum in heavyweight division. So there is a lot of risk.
A lot on the line. Well, let's speak to Team Zhang. Let's bring in Terry Lane. Terry, why is this the right fight at the right time for Zhilei Zhang?
Well, I think everybody saw the last fight with her and I think that put us in a different place, put Zhilei in a different place. We won that fight, everybody saw it. And just like Joe, Zhilei runs towards a challenge. Neither guy is spring chicken. There's not a lot of time to get done what we want to get done, and that thing is to win a world title. A win over Joyce would put us in the upper echelon in the heavyweight division. I think we're already there. I see this guy sparring in the gym. I think I know what's going to happen. And this was a really easy fight to make. The Warrens, Queensberry have been great. We've been very, very well looked after. We love London, great fight town. I'm just so lucky to be working on a fight in London. It's been a dream of mine for a long time. I turned 40 yesterday, or 30-10 as I like to say. And so this is a great birthday present if we get a win, and I think we will. And I do want to say thank you to Tommy Lane, my brother, Scott Schaefer, Veronica Soto, Sean George, Zhilei, and my partner Kurt Lee. This is the first bout we've been involved in since the passing of my dad in December, and you guys have helped us through that way more than you'll ever know. And so the last 2 months have been tough, but this fight has been a nice distraction, and I'm so excited for Saturday. It's not going to be boring. You have two big men, two big punchers, taking a huge risk. It's just going to be fireworks. You don't need much of a build-up for this fight. You have you don't need a villain, you don't need a hero. This fight sells itself. And I think there's only one more thing to say, and that's let's get it on.
Well, I'll stay on you for one more moment, because you said something in there, very nice words there as well, Terry. You said something in there about you think you know what's going to happen. You haven't told us. What do you think is actually going to happen in there when that first bell rings?
I want to keep some secrets, Dave. But look, Zhilei can punch, and he's a southpaw. And I know that everybody's talking about the granite chin of Joyce, and I am a Joyce fan as well. I mean, I've been following his career and greatly respect Joe, but he just hasn't been in there with a puncher like Zhilei. And Zhilei does some things that are a little more nuanced than I think people have appreciated over the years. He got a chance to show it against Underwood's fight a little bit more, but I don't think this is going the distance.
Okay, well, thank you, Terry. Let's hear from Team Joyce. Let's hear from Adam Morley of S-Jam Boxing. Adam, great to see you as always. here we are again. Joe Joyce taking another hard fight, taking another risk, putting it all on the line. Why Zhang?
Well, look, Joe's the kind of guy who's always said to me, just whoever you put in front of me, I'm going to take them on. So, you know, we manage a number of boxers, and Joe's the easiest guy to manage in the sense of when you have an opponent, you put it to Joe, he just says yes. But Joe's always had to take the hard route. He turned pro when he was 32. There were no, just one more fight before I take this one on. Every time he put a challenge before him, he took on Daniel Dubois, and Daniel Dubois was the hottest thing in the heavyweight division, knocking everybody out. Do you want to fight Daniel? Yes. Carlos Takam? Yes. Joseph Parker? Yes. And then he sat down with George. He wanted to defend this against a top 15 opponent, went through it. What's the best fight? Zhang. George, can we make Zhang? Yes. So every time, Joe is a true throwback fighter. When you compare Joe to the other top heavyweights out there right now, he wants to entertain the fans. He doesn't want to be, cryogenically preserved fighting Saudi in December. This guy wants to fight now, and he wants to fight for the fans now. That's what he's doing. That's what boxing's about. As a sport, boxing is about entertainment and performing for the fans in this country. People getting behind you. You see it with big ticket sellers like Nathan Heaney, Johnny Fisher, Josh Warrington. They develop communities of people around them, communities in boxing who then go and watch the fights, and they live for that. And that's what Joe Joyce is doing, and that's what he's going to do. And he's going to become the top heavyweight in the world and the top heavyweight in this country. Because unlike all the others, he'll take on anyone.
Yeah, well said. Great talk. Might as well end there. I mean, fantastic. That's the thing. I mean, you mentioned to me yesterday. You think the first 4 rounds, Adam, are going to be danger rounds where Zhilei Zhang is dangerous. Everyone seems to be saying that he's dangerous early, and once you hear once you see the 5th round, you'll be relieved. Tell us more about that. Is that still the case? Have you changed your mind?
Look, we have the greatest respect for Zhilei Zhang. We don't see him as just a big puncher. He's an Olympic silver medalist, right? There's 2 elite amateurs here. It's not just 2 massive punchers who can't box. We have the greatest respect for him. As part of our team, we have an elite setup. We have Ismail Salas, one of the best, if not the best trainer in the world. We have Larry Wade, one of the most elite strength and conditioning coaches. It's a tailor-made camp for Joe Joyce. Again, Zhilei Zhang can be seen as one of the most dangerous opponents out there. It's going to be a tremendous fight. He's dangerous. Of course he's dangerous early. He's dangerous the whole fight. And we have a specifically designed game plan for this fight because we respect him to the max.
Okay, thank you, Adam. Well, let's speak to the Big Bang himself, Zhilei Zhang. We've got translator, part of the team here, Kurt, as well, who hopefully will spice it up and tell him something different to what is actually being said. Let's see. We'll see. Zhilei, great to have you. You've been brilliant all week. Tell us where your head is at right now, and why is Joe Joyce the right fight for Zhilei Zhang on Saturday?
欢迎你来到伦敦，然后觉得周六的比赛为什么会挑乔伊斯呢？为什么觉得他是一个正确的对手呢？
因为当时他们团队找到我们团队说愿不愿意和乔伊斯打，我说 OK 没问题。然后因为乔伊斯综合排名世界第5，然后是一个很强的对手。然后我呢又喜欢挑战强者，因为我的目标是变为强者，所以说我要打败强者之后，我才能成为强者。
So back then when both teams met each other, we just said yes and no question. For me, I'm here for a reason. I'm here to become the strongest and the best one. And I know in order to be the best, you have to be the best. That's what I do.
When this fight was first made, you said on an interview you are coming to the UK and you're going to blow up a tank. Tell us more about this.
你说你来伦敦造坦克的，坦克怎么来的？
坦克是网友他的拳迷给他贯彻的，就是说他抗击打比较强，耐力比较强，然后说打不倒，然后击不倒，然后称为他是坦克。 然后我呢就是大爆炸，大爆炸意味着什么？摧毁一切。
So the translation of drug nut in Chinese is red tank. That's what we would call him. He have a tough chin, great stamina. But I'm the big bang right here. I'm banging everything.
That is good.
I had hoped we'd get something along those lines. Thank you for that. Tell me this, Zhilei. I know you bang everything, but 15 have tried to bang Joyce. 15 have tried to knock out Joyce, and 15 have failed. What makes you different to everyone else?
要爆炸一切，然后爆乔伊斯哈。然后你觉得你跟他这些打过的对手有什么不一样？
他的对手像帕克啊，他的最强对手帕克啊或者杜布啊，但是他们惧怕乔伊斯。你要帕克和乔伊斯打的一直从第一回合开始游走，一直在逃跑，然后伺机然后打一拳，然后他不与乔伊斯直接对抗。然后所以说他的拳对于乔伊斯构成不了威胁，然后所以我就不一样，因为我是跳弹，我要找目标。
When you look at his previous fights, Joseph Parker and Daniel Dubois, great fighters, but when you look at Joseph Parker, from round one, he's fighting scared, he's fighting going backwards, he's fighting running around the ring. So when it comes to direct body contact, there isn't any solid punches landed on Joyce. So for me, I'm going to land my shots.
Are you the hardest puncher that Joyce has faced?
你是乔伊斯遇到过拳最重的一个人吗？
应该是最重的一个，是不是到周六的比赛中，他挨到我的拳之后，我想看看他是什么反应。
I think so, but let's find out Saturday. Let's find out what's going to happen when Joe gets it.
Okay, well let's bring in the juggernaut. You've heard the sort of opening comments there from Zhilei Zhang. Tell us what's going on in the mind of Joyce 2 days out from fighting Zhilei Zhang.
Well, in the mind of Joyce, there's obviously the great big fight that's coming this Saturday, so that's in the back of my mind. But right now, there's, I'm just listening to all the comments and piecing together what I'm going to do in the ring on Saturday night, and I'm looking forward to this fight. It's why I like boxing. It's like all this, all the crowd and everything, and the excitement. Like I take myself away to Vegas to train my body, and technique and everything to come and bring back here and put on a show and deliver great fights. And this is what This is exciting, and this is like the calm before the storm. Like we do all this talking now, but then we'll go back to the room and then get ready for the little bits I missed in the video. We're going to go and have a look at, and then see fight night is when it goes down. You get ready, you get your boots on, your wraps done, your gloves on, and you get in the ring and you go and fight, and that's what is exciting, and that's what I love, and especially when I've got a big challenge like a big bang over there. That's what gets me out of bed in the morning.
Why is it that you're always running towards these fights? You're picking the hard fights. It's always high risk for Joyce. It feels like snakes and ladders, and the snakes that you could fall down always seem very long. Why are you always walking towards the fight, Joe?
Because that's, I don't know, that's because I'm the juggernaut. No, I'm a tough man. I started rugby a long time. I've gone from all the sports, and I finally found my sport in boxing. And it's like, it's the whole package. It's like, it's everything, that all the ingredients that go to make a great champion. And that's what I want to be, and I'm just right close to it. I've got the WO interim. I don't know how close I can be to a world title. All the others seem to be running scared or doing their own little thing, but I want the fight to happen. But I've got how the things work with with the governing bodies and that, and I can only just fight what is put in front of me. So why not fight a good fight and get everyone entertained and fight Zhilei Zhang over there and have a great fight and beat him, and then I can go and challenge the rest of them.
At the grand arrivals the other night, Joe, and that was wonderfully said, by the way. At the grand arrivals the other night, you said to me a kind of a twist on an old boxing phrase. You said to me, everyone has a plan until they punch me in the face and nothing happens. Do you think you break your opponent's heart in there?
Yeah, I throw lots of shots. They hit me. They've been planning a certain shot, and they hit me with it. Nothing happens, and they're like, now what do we do?
Do you think though with Zhang, because he is a big puncher, and he said himself he will hit you very hard, do you think you have to box a little bit more measured, maybe like you did against Daniel Dubois, or can you just walk straight forward and juggernaut him? What do you think?
Now I respect Zhang's power, and I won't be going in there recklessly. But yeah, and also he's a southpaw, so that's a little bit more of a tricky style that I'm used to. So that is, I've had to. Because the last person I fought was Lemar Thomas in my full fight, which that was for the Commonwealth title, which was in history, pretty quick. So I only had 15 fights, 14 knockouts. So, I'm in some proper fights and give everyone, value for money.
Joe, you mentioned something to me yesterday at the workout, right? You said, you're wary of his power. You're also wary of the hook to the back of the head, is what you said to me. You said that's the shot that knocked down Hergovich. Is this actually something that's sort of on your mind in the team? Are you concerned about this?
No, I'm not concerned about it, but I noticed it when I watched the Hergovich fight back that he hit with the hook to the back of the head. But that was just a comment. It's not like, not that I'm shaking in my boots lying about it.
The general feeling is that the first 4 rounds or so he'll be very dangerous, and then your tank will take over. That's every podcast that I listen to talking about this fight says that. Do you sort of agree with that? Is that how you're reading this fight?
I don't know. There's many ways I could win it. It could go all the way to because Zhang to me looks tough, because I know Hergovich's good and hit him with some good shots as well, but he wasn't going anywhere, so it could go 12 rounds. You never know. But I don't plan on doing that because it's a long time to be in the ring.
Well, let me ask Zhang on that as well. Zhilei, Joyce says he doesn't really want to be in there for 12 rounds. Do you want to be in there for 12 rounds or?
My trainer right there is from Brooklyn, and he taught me where to take things we don't ask for it. So I'm not here in London to sightseeing, to visit everybody. I'm here to take things.
Isn't that stealing?
I won't be here if I'm scared.
Tell me this. Again, it's the same thing. A lot of people are saying if this fight goes past 4 rounds, you will get tired and he will take over. Why are people saying this? Is it true?
很多人说4个回合之后啊，你的体能会下降，他的体能会增加。你觉得是真的吗？
这应该是一种谣言吧。然后我跟赫贝基打，然后打到第11回合，我还没感觉我的体能很差。然后第11回合的时候，我还在不停的在进攻，对不对？体能会差吗？11回合如果很差的话，11个回合也不会再疯狂进攻。
I think it's a misunderstanding. When you go back and watch my fight with Hergovich, at the 11th round, I was throwing combos, I was throwing bombs. So I think it's a misunderstanding.
到第12回合的时候，我感觉我就可以放一放，因为第12个回合就是我给他让他赢第12回合，然后我也感觉那场比赛我赢了。
And at the 12th round, I think I already got the fight. So I kind of relaxed, and that's what everybody got the impression from.
Okay, well look, let's go back to Juggernaut. Parker, in your last fight, will you be the first man to stop Zhilei Zhang on Saturday night?
Yeah, I hope so. God willing, I get the job done earlier, and it's not a long, grueling fight, and I have to take big bangs, too many big bangs anyway.
So, and Zhilei, your final message to Joyce ahead of Saturday, what would you like to tell him?
最后跟他说一句话吧。
紧张的魔鬼般的训练营已经结束了，然后6/6我们就好好享受我们的比赛。
Hard training is over. Let's enjoy Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, final thing.
Hen how? Yeah, let's fight. Let's do this.
We'll be live on BT Sport 1 from 7 o'clock on Saturday night. We are live, of course, on ESPN Plus in the States as well. Mouth-watering card. We can't wait for it. We're going to do some face-offs, so stay tuned.
Because I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,